We got a lot of houses damaged.
Neighborhoods ripped apart, homes turned inside out, and a flash flood emergency shuts down highways. Now more severe weather moving in as the threat moves east.
Also right now, the Dallas shooter's father speaking out for the first time, revealing how his son was different after serving overseas.
I love my son all my heart. I hate what he did.
The new video of that attack and the surgeon on the front lines trying to save lives as President Obama heads to Dallas.
Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders now teaming up to take on Donald Trump. The big endorsement coming this morning as Trump says a new sheriff is in town.
I am the law and order candidate.
Plus, speculation swirling about who will be his running mate.
Pokemon Mania, the new game that's taking over millions of smartphones, launching a nationwide treasure hunt. How the virtual creatures are raising big questions about safety and privacy this morning.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Okay, Good Morning America. Which one of us is most likely to be playing Pokemon?
Right, the bookend's right here. The bookend's right here.
I mean, I can't help that my daughter's already downloaded it on my phone.
Well, speaking of that, it has been downloaded at least 7.5 million times since Thursday.
Which is absolutely insane. A number of people using it daily, already closing in on big apps like Twitter, and more people have downloaded on the Android than they've downloaded the dating app Tinder. So people are searching for Pokemon. They're not searching for love anymore. It's for Pokemon.
It's made about $9 billion for Nintendo.
Incredible.
A lot more on that coming up. But first, that wild weather in the Midwest. Tornadoes hit Minnesota overnight. Flash floods moving in, too. And ABC's Eva Pilgrim is on the scene in Watkins, Minnesota. Good morning, Eva.
George, I just want to show you some of the damage here. These huge storage containers behind us, twisted like little toys in a pile here. This John boat flipped over. This truck over here sitting in what used to be the family's garage. The garage pushed away from the house, and now forward you can see it scattered there. And the stuff that was in the garage scattered throughout the yard. Things like this child's toy sitting right here. This morning as the sun is coming up, people are getting a look at what's left behind. Overnight, twisters tearing across Minnesota. 7 reported tornadoes touching down.
Oh, God.
This funnel cloud uprooting everything in its path in Watkins, Minnesota. The force of the funnel turning houses inside out, decimating homes, reducing them to twisted piles of wood and scraps. These men capturing video of the massive tornado on their phones. Sirens blaring in Litchfield where this tornado wreaked havoc.
Dispatch, we got a lot of houses damaged.
The twister picking up one neighbor's garage and dropping it in the front yard of this home. The inside of this home completely exposed after its roof was peeled right off. Watch as a smaller but still powerful tornado obliterates this barn. And another giant funnel cloud looming near this neighborhood. While this tornado touched down dangerously close to one family's backyard. And this morning we know they are planning to go out and survey the damage to see just how bad the storms were here in this area. Robin.
All right, Eva, thank you. Now to the race for the White House, the Republican National Convention less than a week away, the party trying to come together behind Donald Trump as comments he made years ago supporting Hillary Clinton emerge. ABC's Tom Yamas is on the campaign trail. He's in Indianapolis this morning. Good morning, Tom.
Robin, good morning to you. If the Clinton campaign doesn't have their hands yet on these audio recordings, they likely will soon. So far, the Trump campaign has yet to comment on the content of the recordings, which some may find surprising.
This morning, Donald Trump's past coming back to haunt him.
There's one other really good reason, men, that you might want to drag out the vacuum cleaner. Psychologists have found that the payoff for doing more chores seems to be more sex.
The Wall Street Journal posting audio clips from Trump's syndicated radio segment called Trumped, which ran from 2004 to 2008. From the boardroom to the bedroom, Trump covered it all.
Men in Saudi Arabia have the authority to divorce their wives without going to the courts. I guess that would also mean they don't need prenuptial agreements. The fact is, no courts, no judges. Saudi Arabia sounds like a very good place to get a divorce.
And in one commentary from 2008, Trump showered praise on a certain politician, Hillary Clinton, Just listen.
Well, I know her, and she'd make a good president or a good vice president.
But that was before Trump was running for president and before the investigation into Clinton's private email server.
If elected, Hillary Clinton would become the first president of the United States who wouldn't be able to pass a background check.
Trump back to putting the pressure on Clinton and moving closer to selecting a running mate. Trump telling the AP the list is down to 4. Campaign sources say the candidates at the top of the list include former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, retired General Michael Flynn, and Indiana Governor Mike Pence, who initially endorsed Senator Ted Cruz, but now says he's committed to making Trump the next president.
I'm prepared to make that case anywhere across Indiana and anywhere across this country that Donald Trump would want me to.
Now, Governor Pence and Trump will be campaigning and fundraising here in Indiana today, and over in New Hampshire, a big day for Hillary Clinton. She's expected to receive the endorsement from one-time rival Senator Bernie Sanders at a joint appearance later today. George?
That is coming up. We're going to have more on the Democrats now. My interview with Vice President Joe Biden. He weighed in on this year's Veep Stakes, Hillary Clinton's honesty problem, and he can't hide what he really thinks of Donald Trump.
I am the law and order candidate.
Donald Trump was out saying he's the law and order candidate. He's going to make America safe again. Is that your response? A laugh?
Well, I'd rather not make this story about Donald Trump, so I'm gonna restrain myself. But the truth of the matter is that one of the problems we've had is getting funding for law enforcement from his party, and maybe he'll come forward and be supportive of more support for community policing.
For just a week from the Republican convention, and the latest polls show that most Americans actually think that Donald Trump is more honest than Hillary Clinton. How big a problem is that, and how does she fix it?
It fixes it just by the campaign and for people to listen more closely to what Donald Trump is saying. And that will happen. This is, you know, George, this is early in the campaign season. My grandpop used to say people didn't focus till after the World Series. He's wrong. Now I think they begin to really focus after Labor Day. But I don't think there's even a remote comparison between the competence. The question is, are the proposals that Hillary Clinton's put forward honest and real and going to fundamentally positively impact on the lives of the vast majority of the American people? And is Donald Trump, is he putting forward honest and straightforward in being able to do anything constructive for dealing with the problems America faces? On that score, I think it's going to be clear before the election day.
Would you re-up for VP if Hillary Clinton asked?
No, I'm not interested in re-upping for VP. I'll do anything I can to help her win. And I think she's going to win, but I have been proud to serve for 8 years as Vice President, and I think that's enough.
Mr. Vice President, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, George.
And let's get more on this now from our political analyst, Matthew Dowd. And so, Matthew, we know on the Democratic side, Joe Biden is not going to be the vice presidential pick this year. But let's talk about the Republicans, because that one appears imminent. Donald Trump said to be announcing it this week. And so much speculation, especially about that Indiana governor, Mike Pence. What does he bring to the ticket?
Well, I think Mike Pence is well respected by many of the conservatives. I think Mike Pence pick would really seek and really do unite the party. I think the problem with the Mike Pence pick, it does nothing about geography. Indiana is supposed to be a state Republicans win, and it really doesn't do anything about demography, which is the groups that Donald Trump is having trouble with, aren't the groups that Mike Pence represents by his background in the course of this.
Although it doesn't appear that anybody on the list would do that for Donald Trump.
No, I think Donald Trump's in a difficult position because I think the list is short, one, because he wants it short, but it's also short because others made it short. Also, George, I was struck by one of the things Donald Trump said, Donald Trump in the interview with Joe Biden. He sounds like Eddie Murphy from 48 Hours, which is there's a new sheriff in his town, and his name is Reggie Hammond. I think that's an interesting way that Donald Trump is approaching this.
Meanwhile, on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders today joining Hillary Clinton, a big step for her.
Yeah, I think it's a huge step for her. And as we've seen in the polls, especially the polls out recently, Hillary Clinton has huge problems with younger voters in the course of this, and she needs something that's going to turn them out. If she can't turn out the younger voters in this election, it's very difficult for her to win it.
Amazing that a 74-year-old would help turn out younger voters. Okay, Matthew Dad, thanks very much. And this afternoon we're going to be carrying President Obama and former President George W. Bush's address in the memorial service in Dallas later this afternoon.
Yeah, they will be together. Now to the latest on a deadly shooting spree at a Michigan courthouse. An inmate breaking free, attempting to take hostages and killing 2 bailiffs before he was killed. ABC's Lindsay Janis has the latest.
He has a gun with a hostage.
This morning, more tragedy for law enforcement, this time in a Michigan courthouse.
Officer down, officer down.
Around 2:30 Monday afternoon, Larry Darnell Gordon, an inmate being escorted from a holding cell to a courtroom, allegedly wrestles a gun away from Sheriff's Deputy James Atterbury Jr., shooting and wounding him. The inmate then killing 2 bailiffs, identified as 61-year-old Joe Zangaro and 63-year-old Ron Kinzel. A civilian also hit and injured in the gunfire.
That all indication is that he was trying to break out of jail.
The courthouse going into lockdown. The gunman briefly attempting to hold a group of people hostage before trying to flee. After several terrifying minutes, 2 additional bailiffs exchanging gunfire with the 45-year-old inmate, killing him.
Shooter is down. Shooter is down.
Our prayers are with the families of Joe Zangaro and Ron Kinzel. They were just loving guys, and their life was tragically ended today.
This morning, that deputy, sheriff, and civilian who were shot are in stable condition. The sheriff just coming out this morning and saying that inmate was in handcuffs. That inmate, by the way, was being held on charges of sexual assault, obstruction of police, and kidnapping. George?
Okay, Lindsay, thanks very much. We're getting the latest now on the tragedy in Dallas. As we said, President Obama heading there today for a memorial service as we learn new details about the shooter and hear from his family for the first time. ABC's Matt Gutman is on the scene in Texas. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, George. That family saying that the images that we saw of that merciless killer was not the son that they know. That as investigators are working to stitch together hundreds of hours of police body cam and dash cam video in a crime scene that still spans over a dozen city blocks.
This morning, investigators working to piece together how the man you see in this chilling exclusive video managed to kill 5 officers. Watch as he moves and fires. Sparks flying as bullets ricochet off the pavement. We won't show you that officer gunned down.
Our plans are to date and timestamp the entire incident with all video footage available.
Downtown Dallas, still a crime scene. Dozens of yellow evidence tents surrounding the El Centro College where the gunman Micah Johnson was finally cornered.
We rescued 8 people from a janitorial closet on the first floor.
The SWAT team sending in this robot bearing a bomb, the blast blowing out this second-floor window.
I didn't see it coming.
Micah Johnson's parents speaking out for the first time since their son's deadly rampage.
I love my son with all my heart. I hate what he did.
Telling The Blaze their son came back from Afghanistan a changed man.
It may be that the ideal that he thought of our government, of what he thought the military represented, it just didn't live up to his expectation.
And this morning, Dallas police officers and their chief saying they still feel they're in the crosshairs.
Yesterday, I noticed that your bodyguard was guarding you very, very carefully. There have been threats against the department. Have you received personal death threats against you?
Yes, me and my family have received death threats almost immediately after the shooting. We're all on edge, and we're being very careful.
And for the surgeons who worked round the clock to treat the victims, their emotions still raw.
That I was unable to save those cops when they came here that night. It weighs on my mind constantly. This killing, it has to stop.
And a city struggling to heal coming together overnight in this vigil.
I challenge anyone who comes here who thinks they're going to tear us apart. Family, we're here.
And that healing process set to continue later today. President Obama and former President George W. Bush will be at that memorial service. Afterwards, President Obama will meet with some of the victims' families and some of the wounded police officers that ran right into that hail of bullets. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks. We'll cover that around 2:15 Eastern. Thanks very much. Now let's go to Amy with today's other top stories. You're starting with that breaking news overseas.
That's correct. At least 12 people are dead after 2 trains collided head-on today. It happened in southern Italy near the city of Bari. Witnesses described the train as being completely smashed. You can see there in this photo. We know that dozens of other people are also injured. No word yet if any Americans were on board. Well, there are new tensions with China this morning. An international tribunal has ruled there is no legal basis for China's territorial claims in part of the South China Sea. The Philippines brought the case. Beijing has refused to accept the verdict, calling it non-binding and null and void. For only the second time, a so-called superbug that cannot be killed with antibiotics has been found right here in the U.S. Doctors found the strain of E. coli bacteria in a patient in a New York hospital. One expert says it is just a matter of time before we run out of ammunition to fight certain infections. And a record at the home run derby. Giancarlo Stanton of the Marlins hit 61 homers. That is 20 more than the previous record. The Marlins had promised fans they would lower ticket prices by 1% every time Stanton hit a home run. The problem is he hit 61 home runs, and a 61% discount, not so good for business, so they're compromising and dropping prices by 25%, and that has been the reaction of fans everywhere. They say maybe they'll do one game at 61%.
Compromise is breaking a promise.
Thank you very much. But you would imagine if he's your player, you know how good he is, you don't make that bet in the first place.
No, they did.
A great player. Yeah. All right, well, 25%. Take what you can get, fans, I guess. And now we're turning to a new warning out this morning for small SUV owners about their headlights. ABC's David Curley is in McLean, Virginia, with the details. Good morning, David.
Morning, Michael. These are some of the first tests about how well our headlights actually perform in real time on the roads, and the news is not good.
This is a first look at tests for small SUV headlights, and the results are shining a light on what researchers say are deficiencies. Watch this. 2 SUVs driving down the same road. The Mazda CX-3 with LED headlight and high beam assist lighting up the road, earning an acceptable rating from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The other SUV, the Honda HR-V, illuminating far less, earning a rating of poor. They tested 21 vehicles, but not one small SUV got the Institute's highest rating of good. In fact, nearly 2/3 tested rated poor, and just 4 got the acceptable rating. And the difference in headlight performance can vary even among SUVs made by the same manufacturer.
They're both made by Honda, but the CR-V on the left and the HR-V on the right are giving drastically different visibility.
Researchers say that low beams should reach 330 feet on a straight road. The worst performers reached a little more than half that distance. And it's not just the small SUVs. Back in March, the Institute showed us its first ever tests of midsize cars, calling those results dismal. This morning's results, they say, are even more deficient.
Now, this is the Mazda CX-3. It did the best, but once again, it was only an acceptable rating. Honda, which did one of the worst tests in this, says that its light bulbs meet federal standards. But what Honda and the other manufacturers are realizing is that maybe these bulbs are not aimed correctly. The angle isn't right. So they're all changing as the Insurance Institute continues to test these vehicles. Michael?
Wow. I mean, that's a surprising study. Yes. All right, now we're going to turn to you, Rob, and about the storms we heard and the major flash flooding.
Yeah, the storms not only brought damage, but some serious flooding across parts of the Midwest. Matter of fact, we had a civil emergency and a flash flood emergency for both Wisconsin and Minnesota. There you see the line extending all the way down to Kansas City, where they're getting some rough stuff right now, and there are the flood warnings that are posted as the water continues to rise. 6 to 9 inches of rain already falling. From Kansas City to Springfield, that's our severe weather outlook for today, and then stretches into Chicago tomorrow. Your local forecast just 30 seconds away, but first, your Tuesday trivia brought to you by Swiffer WetJet.
What are you doing right now?
I'm making a cake.
Ayla reminds me of like a master chef, and Emmy reminds me of like a monster chef.
Uh-oh.
I don't see cake, I just see mess. It's like awful. It feels like I'm not actually cleaning it up. What's that make Mommy do?
What's that?
Swiffer WetJet.
So much stuff coming up. This is amazing.
Whoa.
Wow. Now I feel more like making a mess is part of growing up.
Stop cleaning. Start Swiffering.
Well, we've got a little bit of a change now that's going to take place today. The humidity will be on the rise. A warm morning for us will top out at 88 yet again today, but it will feel more humid, so that heat index closer to 91, 92 degrees. Meanwhile, by the time we get to the end of the week, more uncomfortable conditions Wednesday through your Friday, even the upcoming weekend. Our temperatures by the end of the week, 94, 93. The upcoming weekend around 90 degrees.